Ladies and gentlemen, it's 16:12. We were meant to be live at 4 p.m., but it was not so easy because the live broadcast from the main hall just broke down. But it's working right now, and you can see those two games live going on. Of course, Vasily Ivanchuk playing against Rob Geurtsen. How to pronounce it? Geurtsen. Okay, difficult for me. And Pavlo Jola playing against Natalia Sadowska. And as promised, during the first round of the competition, there is my guest, Rick Currentius, who is the head coach of Team KNDB-NL. Really successful, really long time playing this role in the Dutch team. How many years already?
I'm head coach for 3 years, but I'm working with these players already for almost 15 years, I think. Wow.
15 years.
15 years. So I knew them when they were really small,
all the time.
Like 10 or 11, and now they're all grown up.
In Tallinn, in Estonia, we've had a chance to participate in seminary organized by Rick, seminary of coaches, and that was a great source of knowledge for all the coaches around Europe at that time. And I was really shocked how professional you are, how many statistics, how many database, how big a database you have already to compare juniors to grandmasters and world champions like Rul Boomstra. I was really shocked about that. I didn't even know that it is possible. I have a question, because you all can have a question to Rick. Try to type it down on the chat and I will ask it. How it is possible? It requires a lot of money, or it just requires involvement from your and other coaches' side, and it is possible if you want to?
You mean what do you mean? What is possible?
The things how you organized it.
How we organize it? Okay. I think. Well, you need a plan. It starts that you need to have a vision, and I think that for almost 20 years now, we've been working the same way with more or less the same people. With Johan Kraaienbrink as the director of the program, and for a long time, of course, Rob Klerk was the head coach. I think it's just really important to get the right people on the bus, I think. So we have a technical staff who knows what they are doing and working with the same vision. And the vision is, well, generally speaking, we don't work for medals in youth. We work in medals in adults. That's the entire vision, because we have been successful 30, 40 years ago with youth, but it's been a long time before World Boomstra that we had a world champion seniors. So the idea is that we try to do it on a long-term basis, and so we need coaches for that, we need trainers for that, we need technical directors for that, and we need the players for that. So if we're looking at money, if we're looking at investments, I think the most important investment that we're talking about is the investment made by the players themselves and their parents. I think none of our success would have been possible if after 2 or 3 years Roel Boomstra would have said, okay, I feel like doing something else. And the same go for Jan Groenendijk, Martijn van IJsendel, and Wouter Sitma and Jitse Slump. They've been with us since 2009 or 2010, Jitse a little bit later. But it's just so important that they make the choices in their lives. Parents make choices in their lives, investments, even sometimes in which schools they choose, which paths they take. It's just commitment to a vision that you work really, really hard, and it takes a while until you reap the benefits, because you might not always get great success early on, but you have to trust in the fact that later on everything will be all right. And that's how we're doing it. And that's, I think, why we're not only talking about Roel anymore, but also about Jan, Martijn, Jitse and Wouter. And hopefully in a few years about Emre, Simon, Matteo and Lisa, Fleur, and also the girls and the women here. So that's, I think, really important to have a vision and to have the people there who can really carry that vision as well.
Mm-hmm. Not many people are able to have such long-term sight in it. Yeah, everyone wants to have the results right now, right here.
Yeah.
But it's always the matter of process of years, and of course many actions that we take.
Yeah, and it's also trial and error, because I was in the program once myself together with people like Jasper Lemon and I think Ben Provoost, Boudewijn Derks, and they became good players, like almost grandmasters, but it didn't really work. So it was also just a bit of trial and error, and I think we have to be very grateful to the to Team NL, and our National Olympic Committee, to our government, that we've been able to do this for such a long time. They didn't shoot us down after a few years, but we've been able to do this also. I've been working with my federation, with my government for almost 15 years, and it's been paid by the National Olympic Committee. So sadly, after the first 4 years, the committee decided to drop the female program, the women program. But in the last few years, thanks to Esther van Meijeren, who's also here, we've been able to pick it up, and we hope that after the next Olympic Games, we will be able also to start up officially. We've already done it ourselves, but also with help from the government, also we will be able to start up also the women program again. And that for us is really important, that we get both the men and women program all both running with the same vision, with the same commitment, with the same people. Yeah, and that is really our next goal right now.
Would be great, and fingers crossed for it. Already work of Esther pays off, because
Sure, yeah.
Lisa was nearly third in the world during last Curaçao tournament.
Yeah, last year Fleur became third in the world in rapid here, so sadly only, it's great that Lisa is here, but sadly the other ones are not here due to, like Fleur, due to the World Championship and the World Championship Youth. No, but also if you look at the World Championship Youth, Louise Gabbert, Fleur Kruismulder, Julia Binzerovska all got medals again and titles again. So yeah, it's been going really well, and we really hope that we can just succeed in that and also give it a more official status, because if women in Holland get a more official status, we are also able to do more in schools and universities with exams and everything, just to arrange things. And now it's been quite difficult actually, but we're managing. But this, it's quite important for us.
Few words to Polish audience. Panie i panowie, Rick Current to jest główny trener teamu KNDB-NL. Jest to osoba głównie odpowiedzialna za sukcesy tamtejszej kadry, w skład której wchodził trzykrotny mistrz świata, Roel Boomstra, oczywiście wam znani też arcymistrzowie, Martin van Eijsendorn, Wouter Siep, Maitse Slump i Jan Groenendijk. Teraz młodzi mistrzowie Emre Hageman czy Simon Harmsma, grający tutaj w turnieju Polish Open 2021 również. Z Rickiem ja miałem przyjemność uczestniczyć na jego zaproszenie w seminarium trenerów, które było w Tallinie w sierpniu tego roku. I tak jak wam zaznaczałem wcześniej, dowiedziałem się niesamowicie dużo, jak profesjonalnie może być urządzone szkolenie warcabowe w kraju, kiedy robią to na skutek planu, a sam jak Rick powiedział, 15 lat praktycznie jest zaangażowany w szkolenie młodzieży. Więc macie świetne źródło wiedzy. Jeżeli byście chcieli się o coś zapytać, to pytajcie. Now I can see the chat right here, so I'm looking here if anyone has any questions. Siemka Adam, siemka Adam P, Adam Wojas, Wenancjusz, fan Klepeczek, bardzo ładny akcent tego pana, no w końcu wiecie, Holendrzy bardzo dobrze mówią po angielsku. Sadowska poszła przypudrować nosek, to już widzę jakieś komentarze, więc jak macie tylko jakieś pytania do Ricka, to walcie na czacie śmiało, będzie okazja na pewno fajnie porozmawiać. And now we can take a look at the games of this round. We have Vasily Ivanchuk playing against, once again, Shvartsman.
Shvartsman, you did very well. It's a difficult sound to make, but
something like that.
Yeah.
So here I did have the first round, I can close it, and I have the second one, and I can follow the game. The position is really quite interesting, but we'll follow the entire game, and then we'll be able to analyze it somehow. So I guess that Ivanchuk didn't accept the
sharpest continuation, but it's clear, of course, also to this morning against Natalia. I played a good game, but played it very quietly, but now he's playing really aggressive himself. Apparently he wants an attack himself. And Goetze always wants to fight. So that's very interesting. So now there's an interesting attack on 24 on the board. White could have gone to 23, of course, as well. So this is, actually quite interesting. Yeah, that's a very sharp move, 33-29. Already closing everything. Yeah, I'm not really sure about... Yeah, okay, so this is more or less the position that we're in, and I think that, White just didn't play this accurately, so it should be already fine for Black. Really? Like this?
Yeah.
Why? Okay, I don't understand this, but okay, it's fine. Okay, it's still better for Black, of course. Oh, wow.
So this is the position that we have after 21 moves.
Yeah.
So Rob spent 47 minutes on it, on those 21 moves, and Vasily Ivanchuk only 26. I think that thanks to Vasily we'll have the topic to cover and to somehow compare, which is not comparable like drafts and chess, but we can try to move those topics. Meanwhile, we have the question from Adrian Franek. You know him, the photographer.
Of course. Yes, of course I know.
Head photographer of Polish drafts team.
Yes,
How do you motivate children to play?
Well, it depends, of course, on what age. I could focus on the things you're already doing in schools. Then I think you can answer it yourself as well. Then the start is just letting them know the game. Mm-hmm. And I've never come across a child that if they know what drafts is, I think they always like it. So just learning the rules and just letting them know about it, just also a way of making sure that you got your most beautiful combination, your most beautiful ideas, showing what a king can do and everything like that. I think that's just something that everybody can do. You don't have to be a top player for that, a top trainer for that. That's just something really nice everybody could do. But if you, for instance, he has a son himself who plays very strongly already, and then it's more about motivating to keep on working. And that's, like I said, with the vision you have, it's at one point when you're getting older and older, the competition gets tougher. When you're young, then often it's you can do a lot with combinations, you can do a lot with opening tricks. But for instance, the age that Hugo now is, it's more important also that you work on your positional style, and that takes hours. It takes maybe sometimes a trainer. If a trainer is not always available, you need to study materials like from a course in drafts or other books that are available. And then it's important to explain to a child also that this studying is also just a way to discover the most beautiful things. And that's just so important also to keep inspiring your students. And how you do that? Well, just to help them and also just to give feedback, but also to understand that it's always important to play. At every age you are, it's just so important to keep on playing, to find, if you do it on CC games, if you do it on lead rods, wherever you do it, just important to keep on going to competitions. If it's offline or online, it doesn't really matter. So I think you just have to do everything, but in order really to become the next Polish best player, for instance, you also need to study a little bit, and that you have to keep it fun, you have to keep it entertaining, but it's to get better, it's really important.
Really satisfying answer from Ulrika, I believe, for this question, and also we have the questions like a partially joked one. We have the guy on the chat who is a fan of Kasia Stańczuk.
Okay.
And Kasia Stańczuk is not always doing her best, and that's the reason of some jokes on the chat, etc. How much would you take for 1 hour of training of Kasia? Because maybe then the Polish community...
Well, I believe, I know Kasia for a really long time. I like her playing style because she's always trying to play actually sharp. If she can try, she will always try to play a principal sharp position. So I like her playing style. I think she's among the best players in Poland right now in the women competition. I think that but what makes her strong, the fighting spirit that she has, and I think she's not afraid of anyone. I also heard her analyzing today with Ivanov. It was really interesting. She had a lot of questions. So I think that if she becomes a little bit more stable in what she does, I think she's well on her way to still become a very strong player. So I think the chat should not worry and just keeps on motivating, and I think that will be fine.
You listened to that chat, you heard that, so just keep Kasia motivated.
Yeah, that's very important.
That's very important. About this position, about Shvartsman and Ivanchuk, I don't know Rob from many international competitions. Perhaps he played more inside the Dutch tournaments, but he is probably quite favorite to win this game. Normally,
he's been able to qualify for Dutch championships recently. So that means that you're strong. If you're in the Dutch championship, it means that you're a strong player. We can also look at the structure of the position, and that might also be logical. Normally, Vasily tries to keep the position open, which is more or less logical for a chess player who goes towards a different kind of game. Now he goes for a more a tense position, and yeah, you can see that White's position is a little bit ugly. The formation, the fork on the left wing, yeah, it's really out of place there. I can imagine why he puts it there, but you can already see the holes on 42 and 47. Yeah, the White's position is already off balanced. If 41 and 40, if it would be to the right a little bit, yeah, and 46 would be on 47, you could perhaps make some changes with 29, 23. I already think you have some issues here. Black could possibly just keep the attack on the board, but also could really damage White's position already by changing with 27, 32. And White will already have really some difficulties with building, because it will be difficult to put 43 into the game. Yeah, I think he might have. Yeah, he started really aggressively this game, Vasily. But now already, I think it's already so ugly. Yeah, you can never play that game. Also not when you close on 34. Then it will be an additional shot. 34.
Right.
So So you never can play that. And with such a hole in your position, and the binding between 29 and 15, it's also more or less famous that 29 and 15. 29. Yeah, the white pieces on 29 and 15. It's famous that that's more or less weak. Okay. So White is already really in some trouble. So, but Rob is always thinking too long. Actually, he likes thinking a lot. So it might be that with Vasily's playing style, and it's also maybe not something for Rob to make this change. He likes to keep the pieces on the board. He's also been thinking a lot about this position, and he has some nice ideas with just playing 1923 or just waiting also. So I can also imagine that he will not be satisfied enough by this change, and maybe that gives Vasily some counter chances or some defense chances.
We can see on the camera that Rob has
27 minutes. Yeah, it's typical for his playing style, but like with players like Shvartsman, the hands are steady when they don't have any time, because they're used to it. I always tell about Jan Groenendijk, who used to be. Nowadays he's using his time very effectively. Like you see, Shvartsman plays 18-23, but these kinds of players are so much used to playing in this way that they are used to having a little time. But yeah, I don't really like. I understand this change, but now there are some Whites developing a little bit. I'm not really sure that this was the best continuation. I'm not looking at the scan variation because it's ridiculous. But just if Black now builds, White can also build a little bit again. Yeah, I'm not really not sure. I don't know about, but. Yeah, he does. He wants to keep the tension on the board. That's clear. But yeah, okay. Still, Black should be better. But okay.
Let's go further. And the next game from the camera is Pawlo Żolob against Natalia Sadowska. Of course, Natalia Sadowska played a draw against Vasily Ivanchuk, and normally she would not be on the top boards. But according to the fact that she is well-known, most known Polish drafts player, we just showed her on the live boards and cameras. And let's take a look at this game. So it was played 34-29, and the most favorite Natalia's variation to open the game. She plays, I believe, nearly 100% games that way. So we go to the color system variation and how it was from there. Okay, so not the standard 31-26, exchange on the main diagonal, and 35, of course, was played, 10-14, 40-35, okay, and then I saw the exchange to 4-2.
Oh, wow.
So Natalia
allowed this.
Her opponent to do it, and
it's her style to play 13-19 actually, so that's right. we know it from her game, so maybe she, okay. Of course, she has so many World Cup points, and she knows. She can just also. This can also be a matter of training, that she wants to try this kind of style to play with 25.
But actually, I think that during this year she's playing so many games that way, and it's not the best way for her to. She lost the fuel to win the games. I believe. It's my kind of understanding her game, and
she tries to play. But White has a beautiful position of. Yeah, she tries to play with. Okay, but White just has such an easy game right now, just going to the center. Yeah. And it's also interesting what you do against a young, relatively young player. Oh, okay, so 44-40, that's a present right now. That move is very important. So now, okay, so he just goes. Okay, so and now she can change towards a more aggressive attack, aggressive plan. Okay. Oh, okay. Things are happening right now.
Now we are waiting for Natalia's decision, probably.
Yeah, probably. Yeah. Okay, so but why isn't she doing that immediately? Is she on the camera as well?
She is.
Because this is so logical.
Oh, she went for it.
Yeah, she went for it. Okay, so that's very logical. Okay, and so we can be convinced that she will play 17-22. I can't really believe that white saw this coming. I think that white will, he's trying to keep calm, but he is looking at 17-22 like we all are, of course, and probably noticing that he will be in deep trouble already. Yeah, because it will be so important that you can't play 31-27 because black will force a win with 8-13, forcing the 29-24, and now 18-23 immediately wins the game. So, because 27-22, of course, is not allowed due to a small combination. Oh, those are a lot. 5 pieces should be enough.
For Natalia should be enough.
Should be enough for everyone. Yeah, so if you are not allowed to do this, then now, you have to, allow for 21-27, which is, of course, very important. So after 21-27, so I don't know, 43-38 will be played probably. I would play
44-43?
Nah, okay. I think he will go to 38 with that. That's most logical. I think she will go in. Let's just I understand she can wait, but it's so logical. So now the thing is, so maybe why? So if we evaluate if this is already positionally winning or not, we are often looking at how economical is the lock. So you are using 4 pieces against more or less 3, so that's not optimal. But more or less 42 is stuck as well as at this moment. So that's what we're really hoping for. But if we want to check how good it is, we're also looking at the position at the other wing. And at the other wing, white is actually quite active. So 35 can come into the game maybe immediately, going to 24. And right now it's difficult. Right now it's difficult for black to gain control there. So maybe, so she plays 17-22 in the game. So maybe it would be better because it's, she did. Mm-hmm. Maybe it's better to organize your position on the other wing first, because you don't need to play 21-27 in order to control that wing. So maybe it would be better to wait for it for a moment, with 8-13, for instance. Yeah, just... So, because now if 35-30 is played, I assume I can play 30-19 or something like that. And now after 31-27, I have no idea, but there should be some kind of...
Even here.
Maybe there should be winning,
maybe
right?
6 attack.
Yeah, we have to look for... we have to look for but it should be that it's just simply... 19-23 is fine, like you noticed. And now picking up the piece with 6-11. Yeah, this should be winning. So... she needs to fortify her position first on the other wing to make sure that white doesn't have any counterplay there. But we're really talking about how to get the most out of this. So for instance, if this would be the position, your next move should be 21-27 or 19-23. And black has just complete control over the center. And I think this is really promising for Natalia. And she understands these things quite well. It's basic idea. So this was actually an interesting position.
At this moment.
So white should actually just play 33-28, 39-33, and then consider, I play 43. The idea for white is just to build a strong center on 28 and probably 27, and to block black. And if black has to go into classics, then white can build all formations. But 44-40 already is weak actually. And after 7-11, still you have to go for the center, but this change is just quite passive. Now already 19-23 is a very strong move. Very 9 Very nice way of being very flexible by Natalia, that going for a certain system, but once the opponent changes, she goes with the, I don't know, how do you call the triangle there? Yeah, that
Just the triangle.
the triangle. Yeah, we call it the clover leaf. So with the triangle and center is just a very important way to push on the position. Yeah. So now White has to try 43-39 or something like that, just to keep 17-22 from the board. But yeah, it already looks quite okay. I would assume. I would like to play 20-25, but just to damage the White's position even more now, I think.
So just to translate to everyone,
Okay,
Natalia is... in Polish.
In Polish, yeah, go ahead.
Tłumacząc wszystkim i co się dzieje w partii Natalii. No, po tych błędach, które bardzo fajnie Rick tutaj zdiagnozował i wyjaśnił, odkąd zagrał 44-40 Pawlo Żolob, a potem wymienił pasywnie 34-30. Natalia znalazła bardzo dobry ruch 19-23, przejmując kontrolę. No i tutaj jeszcze gdzieś jakieś ruchy 43-39 mogły dawać kontynuację, ale teraz 33-28 bardzo szybko się spotyka z takim forsownym Natalii, wyjściem 17-22, ryzykiem związania długiego skrzydła białych. No i Natalia kontroluje grę, bo teraz nie za bardzo wiadomo, co jej przeciwnik Pawlo Żolob będzie grał. Poszła 43-38 i to jest teraz aktualna pozycja. Time control. It's quite nice for Natalia because she has 43 minutes after 29 moves made, and Pawlo Żolob 48 minutes for next 15 moves to make.
Yeah.
Natalia plays 8 for
which is a good move, and she needs to... Natalia will know that her position analytically probably is not winning just yet, but White has to play perfect from now on not to get in deep trouble. So I predict that, look, if Natalia makes mistakes, she makes mistakes, but if Natalia keeps her level, which she normally has in these kinds of positions, then it will be a comfortable victory for Black, I think. Should be that way, yeah.
Indication of engine, of course, at which we don't look.
No, we never look. No, okay, but we know that 0.7 is 3 against 1 draw. Yeah, I see something. We're looking at Shvartsman against Stockholm now. I see something on the board which looks really ugly for Stockholm, but...
Yes. And Shvartsman was playing opening quite fast and wandering around the hall all the time. And I didn't have the possibility of making a photo of him. Okay, so we are now at the game between Jos Stockel, Grandmaster, against Alexander Shvartsman. So it is another theoretical opening, and they are going for this exchange 2-for-2. Okay, I really like to play that with white pieces.
Yeah, but it's quite brave to play this against, and it's of course very interesting that Shvartsman uses the idea with 1923, and Stockel just gives him this position anyway.
And something that is interesting for me, many people tries to surround Shvartsman. It's quite impossible, I believe. He's so good at playing
with the center.
With the center, with some weaknesses even in his position. It's never easy.
No, but what's most interesting, Damian, is that Jos decides to go for a variation in this opening, which is in favor of black anyway.
Yeah.
And then he plays it against Shvartsman, who has a perfect development right now, and the center. Yeah, I also don't understand this, because black just has such an easy game right now.
Yeah.
But let it be clear that Stockholm almost won the tournament in Drancy, got 2 medals in European Championship, Rapid and Blitz. So normally, if you would say, okay, Stockholm versus Shvartsman, I can imagine that Shvartsman gets some chances, but okay, but maybe my feelings about this position are, I really don't like this. But okay, yeah.
So this is the right position. We've had 30 moves played, so quite a lot, and 52 minutes still on the clock of Jos Stockel, and 28 minutes on the clock of Alexander Shvartsman. But I assume that Shvartsman gets what he wants in this game.
Okay, so the only thing that white can do right now is either go to 27 if you manage to, or to launch an attack on 29, because if you just wait passively, then black will control the entire board. But the problem is, if you attack on 29, then very often, black just keeps on waiting. I don't know, or yeah, I don't know. I don't know what will happen. Maybe 1722 or something like that. Just the idea, just to create, to control everything. So 3732 is 1923, maybe. I don't know yet. It's I don't know. White is under so much pressure and needs to be able at one point to work with his formations, but I find it very difficult. It just looks so dangerous. But if you play 3732 instead of 3429, maybe that's logical.
If you play
3 moves ago, like instead of attacking with 3429, so here just going for 3732 in order to maybe to go to 27. Yeah, maybe that might be an idea. But if black waits with 1-7 or something like that.
It's not looking like an easy move to
No. I can't even go there. Okay. No, going to 27 is horrendous, actually. Okay, but I see what the computer wants, but I don't dare to do that. To go to 28 like that, and then maybe, yeah. Okay, maybe you can, because you have formations right now after 1823. Then you can. Oh no! I didn't see a combination. Okay, so this might be an idea for Jos, just to try to go to 28 and to pressure the position a little bit in order also to help with the attack on 29. So if black has to, so 37-32, yeah. So and then to go to 28 on the next move, and then to start attacking with 34-29 and hoping that black can. So after 7-11 or something like that, try to play 34-29 and afterwards. Yeah, 40-34 or 39-34. It depends. No, still tough with 1823. It's always so difficult to make these positions work with white. Look, maybe analytically, that's maybe important for the viewers also, and we also for us to talk a little bit about what do you do with all these engines nowadays. We can look at the games and then we can discuss. Okay, what is 0.1 or minus 0.3. You have to feel also positions that are easy to play or not. The black's position in this game by Shvartsman is so much more easier to play than the game for Stockholm. Stockholm needs to find a plan, in my opinion, to keep the position equal. Shvartsman is looking for more than equality. He's looking for advantage. So I think that if Stockholm makes a mistake, he will get under enormous pressure. And the worst thing that can happen to Shvartsman is that Stockholm finds the right moves and maybe the position will be a draw. So, yeah, I think unless you have a real surprising plan to pressure on 24, I think white might be in trouble. But, okay, like I said, Stockholm has been really successful this year. He showed that he's still a strong grandmaster. He might be able just to find a way to defend. But even going 37-28 right now, it's really difficult. He's thinking. Fast. Yeah, he's playing fast, but now he's trying to find something here.
Perhaps that was the key position that he was following to get, and finally now it's time to pick up some plan, but it won't be easy.
It won't be easy here. Yeah. And we've seen that Shvartsman has been well, maybe also in the Dash Club competition, he's been so productive, winning so many games. Yeah, he's doing so well this year that he's just such a difficult opponent.
So, according to Shvartsman, I have a question to you, because when we are looking at the world champions in chess, most of them are between 20 and 30 years of age.
Yeah.
And do you think that if our community was bigger, much bigger, like the chess one, there would be no chance for having such old world champion like Shvartsman?
I think they can. The first question is, I don't think so. Mm-hmm. I think he would still, because but it's the comparison between draws and chess. It's interesting to know if draws, because of the nature of the game, with pieces being all the same and more about positional insights, if there is more room for, let me say, like playing on routine and on feeling. In chess, there's really a lot comes from opening theory. Really a lot comes from studying and calculation, and also broad calculation. If you look at the quality from still players like Shvartsman, like players like Baleakin, like Gandvar, those players are really at a high age. With all due respect, even Chishov is of course a little bit older. But if you look at the quality from games like Chishov plays in Rapid and in Blitz, it's unbelievable. I think for instance, it won't happen in a way like it's in chess, where it's special that Anand is still top 10, like Gelfand is not even top 50 anymore. I think the nature of the game, with the current rules in place, I think does give the opportunity for all the players to be there. I more or less echoing the opinion about from Alexander Balyakin, who has this idea. Secondly, I do think that if there would be more players, there would be also more. I think the level of top players would go up, and I think players would be at the top younger. And it's of course logical that I say that because my group is really young right now. Yes. My current group is with Sipma is 30, Boomstra was 30 as well, Van IJsseldoorn 26, Groenendijk 25, Slum 24. They are very young, so I do think, but still we can see that if we look at the data, a normal age for a world champion in Holland, world champion in Draught is 28. But it's also very normal that they keep on becoming world champion until they're 40. Yeah. It's a normal. Like Georgiev, for instance, first time 28, when in his late 20s, it's quite normal actually. So I do think that the age is a little bit higher. I do think. And you can keep on playing until quite, a little bit higher level.
Mm-hmm. Another very interesting point of view. Z Rickiem rozmawialiśmy o tym, czy w szachach, czy w warcabach mielibyśmy też młodszych mistrzów świata, nie tylko takich jak Shvartsman. Bardzo ciekawy punkt widzenia, który pewnie też Wam będę przedstawiał nie raz, nie dwa na streamach. Wydaje mi się, że można mieć przekręcony licznik ostatnio w sporcie popularny, zwłaszcza w piłce nożnej. Okay, for example, in lower leagues or perhaps in some higher leagues in football, there are many, for example, African players that have some miscalculations at their age confirmed in the leagues. We never know.
No, we never know. We never know. But still, I do. But it's difficult, but it's clear that at this point there are not enough young players to push out the older players. Because I think next to the Dutch guys, we have, of course, Pan Yiming. But if we look,
he wasn't playing in Wyszukuj?
No, because he played in the national games before that, and also the tournaments before. And as we know, in China, the national games are more important than the World Championship. Mm-hmm. So, and after that, he had to go back to university, as I understood. So that's why. So,
and somehow, do you follow his level of play?
No, because we can't. We saw a few games, but unless he plays in all tournaments for 2 years, we know what his exact level is. Of course, he was second in the World Championship in Yamoussoukro, that's clear. Mm-hmm. But to know his real level, he would have to be, I think, 2 years in the entire circuit playing against all top players. Then we would really know his real level, I think. And right now, we just don't.
Ciekawa sprawa, Pan Yiminga, 15-latka z Chin, który został wicemistrzem świata w 2019 roku, od czasów pandemii i tak dalej, nawet nie grał w turniejach międzynarodowych i nie znamy tak naprawdę jego poziomu. Going further to the games, and now Emre Hageman playing against Guntis Valneris. So let's follow the game, how it is going. Once again, this opening 33-29, and this time Emre, like Seybrands, tries to go to the edge, but without the fork lock of Seybrands. Oh, sorry, not this
They went to 21,
Went to 21, and Guntis goes here.
Yeah, it's not really clear to me why Hageman is going to 26. If you want to play, if you do, then I would think that if you decide to go there, then maybe it's more logical also to play 15, 20, 20, 24 to keep it more easy. Mm-hmm. Yeah, this seems like Yeah, it's just very easy for Guntis. Of course it's not hyper dangerous for Emre or something like that, but it's also not clear where you get any counter chances in this position. Okay, so he goes for that. Yeah. Okay, so
You are satisfied with this
no,
opening?
I don't think so. No. I think he, yeah. Okay, yeah, it's modern theory that I had this also once against with Black against McAdoo and Jaya. But there's of course no chance for Black in this kinds of position. You have the weak piece on 25, you have the pieces on 22 and 16, which are weak. Yeah, it's an active defense plan, but White is in control now for the entire game, and Black has to make sure that he doesn't make any mistakes. Yeah, so it's not really, Black is not really fighting this. I think this simply, maybe already on the 10th move, just Emre did not find a plan, and that's if you want to do something, so that's really a long time ago already, like from the opening on, like 10th move, there. I think if you want to fight here, then you have to play something instead of 21-26. You should do 11 or just 5-10 first. Let's see which moves. You can even play 15-20 just to provoke White. Just asking, okay, what do you want? Do you want to play 29-24? Do you want to play 35-30? Well, yeah, this is just trying a little bit with. And even now, if you play 47-40, I don't know what. But normally, I don't think that Guntis would play 29-24. It just would keep on building. But with 21-26, it's just also just telling your opponent that, okay, I don't care if you play 47-41 and 33-28. But it's like I said, it's not really doing anything for Black. So no, I don't think this is really. But okay, but maybe, okay, of course, we have to be realistic. If it's Valneris against Hageman, Guntis is the one who should try to win. Hageman, at this point in his career, also, there's value in trying just to keep a draw. And it's not like a boring draw. It's just, Emre is just trying to do the best moves and just not allowing Guntis to get a lot of control.
Okay, so there is another question that I want to ask you, because once I was commenting many things with Ivan Antonenko, he was always saying that Rul Boomstra just had amazing attitude, because he, from the very beginning, tried to play it extremely sharp and difficult positions, and he lost many games, but finally he knew how to play it, and he felt it all the time, and that's the reason why he became world champion. So once the player is progressing, what is the way to try to draw against grandmasters, or try to be really sharp, lose many games, and finally, like Boomstra, learn yourself how to play those games?
Well, it's already a difficult, I think, a difficult premise that it's not always so that Rul, at one point, like when Rul was, for instance, 18, like Emre is, he played differently than he was 15 or 16. So when he was a lot younger, he used to lose more. I think at one point he stabilized. I think that if you're looking at a long-term goal, the basic attitude should always be that you should try to do what you're taught. And in essence, we're not teaching players to play like Emre is doing today, because that's more or less a passive approach to the game. But if you also need to be realistic, if you can't find anything better than the plans that are on the board, if you don't trust a position, you also should just try to keep a position or keep a draw or defend a position. So I think the attitude should always be like Ivan says about Boomstra, that you should try to play, but you should also try to be realistic. I can play extremely sharp against myself, against Valneris, but if I do something then that I don't really know anything about, then I'm just killing myself. So you have to find a balance, so again, between what you're doing, and that's, I think, very important. So I think if you look at the opening, it's clear that probably Emre wanted to try a certain system. Guntis didn't go for it, and then it's difficult to know, okay, does Emre has to do a different system which is really sharp and he has to do a lot of work, or does he keep it more open? And that's also probably a little bit of psychology. I think for Emre, this works. He can keep the position. He's used to playing calmly, also a little bit against strong grandmasters. So I think it's also just a little bit personal. But mostly we're trying to encourage players to go for it as much as possible.
Your answers bring a lot of value, and I think that after all I will just cut those single questions and make separate videos with it, because I really love to hear you and your knowledge about that and your attitude and your experience. So thank you very much for sharing it, and we can go to the game number 5 between Julia Makarenkova and Martin van Eisendorn. Just saying something about the time control in the game of Valneris against Hagemann. They played 26 moves, so Emre played 12 to 18, and after 26 moves Emre has 30 minutes left and Guntis 36 minutes left. So it's like, okay, it's open position, so the tension will be growing in the game.
Yeah, and also not clear that Hagemann is not happy with how the game is going, because you don't have 30 minutes in an open passive position if you like it. So, but it's a key factor right now that he keeps his time under control, that he doesn't start worrying too much. So, for instance, now Valneris goes with 32-27. Emre should be able to play a simple plan right now. So, okay, but let's focus on Martijn right now.
Just one more thing about this time control, because as we remember the first game of Jan Groenendijk in Polish Open, he lost to Agata Parachina, as I remember. And if somehow you train how to manage your time at this new time control in FMGD?
Oh, if we do, yeah. Well, first of all, we have to be very clear about that. Jan Groenendijk lost against Agata Paragina because he was outplayed that game. It was not about, he lost on time in a losing position already. He just, no, but that game was really, honestly, about Paragina playing fantastic, that game. And Jan not playing so fantastic. So that has to be full credit to Paragina for that game. Now, we're discussing it because it used to be that the old playing tempo before we had Fischer was that you had 2 hours for 50 moves, and after that you would get another hour. So working with a real time limit, I'm from a generation, and probably even you are from a generation that knows about it.
Yes.
But players like Groenendijk or even Van Eisendorn have little experience. They have been playing with Solkov with Fischer for many years. So we need to talk to them about, okay, what will happen on the 45th move? So if we look, for instance, at the Polish Open, but also one of the first tournaments that was played, Turkish Open 2020, we had Valneris losing against Groenendijk on move 45. We had Van Eisendorn losing against Valneris on move 44. The time limit creates a lot of blunder possibilities also. And that's really interesting that also keeps on happening right now. So we're also talking about, okay, what can happen if you have so little time and when you're stressing out on move 45. But also the other way around, we know that even if you have some small advantage, it still can happen. It still can happen with small advantage that an opponent might get stressed on move 42, 43, 44, 45 and just might blunder. So you're taking all these factors into play. So you need to think about what this playing type does. And compared to 80+1, you just have less time for the first part of the game. You have more time for the end game, which is nice, because that's the problem with 80+1. But this is a bit better. Okay.
And you think this change was the change in a good direction?
Yeah, I do think that making games faster. Yeah, I think it was. Yeah, I think it's improvement. Yeah.
For example, I organized or just forced to organize the first tournaments in Poland, like team championships, for example, with the tempo of 1 hour plus 30 seconds.
Yeah, I think we just went to Wyszukuj Open before this, and then the playing tempo was 60 minutes plus 30 seconds per move, also making it quicker. I think if we want to keep the rules the same, I think that if we look at top players playing against each other and not getting a format like for playing a regular game first, then rapid, then blitz, which is also an option, of course, like we do in the women title match. But I think, going quicker is a good idea. I think it forces more decisions, also at the top level. I think it's better.
After all, viewers want to see the blunders from the top players.
Yeah, and I think there will be more decisions, but if we do everything in rapid immediately, like really shorten it to 30 or 40 minutes for an entire game, then we will miss the brilliant ideas from the players because they won't have time to think about it enough. So I think we have to balance it a little bit.
But at least I believe there are much more viewers that want to see the blunders, and barely, not many of them would understand the jingle.
No. For instance, if we want to explain this position it's for instance this position against Martijn, between Martijn and Makarenkova, that's on the board right now, is really exciting, but for us that understand the position, so it's not so exciting because it's a positional war right now, not tactical yet. So
even engine and best computers can't explain what they have in their heads. Meanwhile, Marek van der Ploeg, how to pronounce it?
Van der Ploeg,
Yeah. I very much like the old time control for the classical increments make more sense for short time controls to me. That's this point of view, and there is another question from the chat about Daria Tkaczenko. How did it happen that she represents Holland?
I actually don't know, so that's very clear for me. No, I really don't know. I know that she has been in Holland for probably long enough. I think she has been in Holland.
Do you have some internal rules about that?
And no, because I don't think it's up to the Dutch Federation. For the Dutch Federation, it's very clear. If you're living in Holland, I think, but I'm not sure. I don't know. I'm not a specialist in the current rules, as I am in current Dutch sport regulations. But I do think that if you live long enough in Holland, that you are a member of the KNDB, that you can participate in KNDB competitions. So that's why she could play in the Dutch Championship already. I know that she could play in the Dutch Championship Blitz. I know Mr. Shvartsman, who's also living in Holland, has now chosen the Israeli nationality. But he will be able to play in the Dutch Championship if he qualifies for the finals, which he probably will. He can also play there. But regarding her being able to represent Holland, I have no knowledge of the entire political situation that took place regarding her nationality, because I am aware that there were before the tournament in Kortrijk, European Championship, if she could participate, what were the regulations for FMGD, but we do know that she was allowed to participate as an individual player in the World Championship. Well, if the FMGD and has decided that she has a special position in which she can get a Dutch play for the Dutch Federation. Okay, that's clear, but I don't know how it came to pass exactly.
Okay, so that's the point of view of Rick Current, yes, and now we can go to the game number 5 between Julia Makarenkova and Martijn van Ijsendorp. Do you want to somehow comment it from the beginning?
No, it's just clear that, of course, that for Makarenkova it was an interesting opening, but of course for her as well, she has a playing style that she likes to keep the positions open. So it was a ragatka on the board. I don't know what the Polish word is, but ragatka. So now,
it's from Russian.
Russian, also we call it in hexstelling. I think it's more like ragatka. It's a 4 o'clock, but it's from the board right now. But Martijn is also quite experienced in that exactly. It's from the board, and so Martijn is just playing, trying to press on the left wing of Julia. Yes, Martijn has been quite successful with these kinds of game types. For instance, 2 times already against Yuri Bobkov in the World Championship in a very nice game, but also in the Turkish Open 2020, which Martijn won. It was the last tournament before COVID. And this is very interesting because, of course, Martijn has way too many pieces on his own wing as well. It's just, the other one. Yeah, it's more about the other pieces. It's just overcrowded, more or less. So Julia can allow for 21-27. It looks like the same kind of lock that Natalia has in her game. But now there are so many pieces behind it, it's not clear. And this is, quite, I'm not sure if you can call it interesting. But now Martijn plays a very sharp move with 4-15-20. Well, that was actually quite an important moment because now Martijn has real advantage. Because I will explain. So I was mentioning that if you play 21-27 with black, like the game from Natalia, it's about what happens at the other side of the board. And at this moment, white has way too much control, or if you don't have control, black has just too many pieces behind the lock, like 17, 11, and 6. It's a little bit too much. 6 should be on 9 or something like that, and black should be okay. I'm not saying it's equal, but it should be okay-ish. However, what Martijn does is quite smart. Martijn, if white runs out of options on the right side of the board, like doesn't have any control on 24 or 25, which is a very important square, then white gets more or less pressed and gets stuck in the middle of the board. So that's why it's so smart for Martijn to play 15-20, because the idea is now that Martijn hopes that if white closes on 34, which he does, and which he shouldn't probably do, you can lock on 25, and then the position is way worse for white. So now you need to find, I don't know what you have to find, if you have to find combinations of your, I think, you have to find some tactical idea right now, because now there is, that's a fantastic idea, of course, not for humans, of course. Nah, I don't understand. I thought there was something else, but probably there isn't. Yeah, now you're 37-31, but with this crazy idea. This fantastic idea. It's fantastic. I mean, winning a piece, it's unbelievable. Beautiful, very beautiful. So, but 15-20, I think, of course, these combinations, is there something that white can do? But the problem is, if you play 39-33, that move is logical, but black will play like this, and this probably is very complicated. Yeah, because black will play 21-27 and try to win the piece with 18-23 and 13-19, and I'm not really sure what. White has to do all kinds of strange things to avoid that. Yeah, but now maybe this. Yeah, this should be okay. So you should find that defense. But now black can play 23-28 then. Okay, so what Martijn wants, at least against Julia, is to have a complicated position. Yeah. An open position she's very well at. I remember in 2017 she won the World Cup in Strik. I don't know if I pronounce this very carefully, but she won when Jan Groenendijk won, also in Poland. She has been winning the World Cup classification with women, but now the position is already quite complicated. So I think Martijn will be happy, and after the next move, Martijn will be extremely happy because white gets completely stuck with this move, and now Martijn can lock the position. So now Martijn, who has of course won the important tournament in Lishuay, is in a good form right now. Yeah, now he has real control over the position. Yeah, and the problem is that the moment that white goes to 33, with 38-33 or something like that, I think that black can play 19-23 at one point, and also just can try to blow up the position by 23-28, 11-16, 17-21, and just going on an attack on 32. And white just seems kind of helpless in this position already. Just so stuck. The only thing you can do is try to change a little bit. Like instead of 38-33, play 38-32. But then black just has so much control and just goes for 11-16 and 17-21 again. Yeah, white is, I think Martijn probably, it's 35 minutes, but in this position you don't mind. Yeah, against 21 from Julia. I think the same as I said about Natalia Sadowska, I believe that Martijn probably will have a comfortable game, because this will be so difficult, and this is also not the kind of position that Julia is comfortable in. She needs an open position or a classical position. She will probably start panicking quite soon.
So it looks like Martijn is the favorite one in this game. Still, of course, he's defending his rating and experience. Perhaps we'll take a look at the last game. Damian for you at Lidra Saringsburg. Hi, nice to see you. Coach KNDB Netherlands Teams of Drafts. Okay. Yeah. Who is this smart commentator? Gives very good insights. Oh, you're just complimented by
Damian for you. Okay.
What is Damian for you?
That's that's the very well-known Dras promoter and presenter from the north of Holland, Floorstol.
Okay.
Very active in the north of Holland with all kinds of ideas. You can look him up. I think he has a website also, but also very active. So.
Okay. So I think that by Eric from Latvia, you were taken as Damian for you. That way. So Artem Ivanov playing against the Danish Katuan. They came directly from the championship.
Yeah, I saw.
Yeah. And Artem Ivanov is the new Ukraine champion.
Yeah, and I saw that Polish coach Ivan Antonenko won the Rapid. Yes.
So we have a good team.
We have a good team here.
During the stream of the first round, Ivan Antonenko called me. He is still in Ivano-Frankivsk, where the competition were held, and he told me, you know, Damian, how it is how to choose the best player in the world. At first, you have to find the most difficult country, the best country among the players. And of course it's Ukraine, because we have the world champion among men and women.
Of course.
And then you have to find the person who won the most medals in such competitions. And you know, I have the most because I have 7. So that's the reason why he called me on the stream.
Of course, he's of course very modest man, of course.
Yeah,
yes.
he is. Okay, there.
No, but that's to be clear. You have this year you have Yuri Anikeyev, who is world champion in the regular games. You have Artem Ivanov, who's now world champion Blitz. Who knows who will be world champion in Rapid? Maybe it will be a full-on festival for Ukraine.
Last year, after collecting first 3 places, I believe you have some hunger for it.
Of course, but we are really happy that Ukraine is doing so well.
Yeah.
I think we all sympathize with what's going on in Ukraine. So we are also very happy that they've been doing so well with both Artem with world title in Israel, but also Yuri, who's been at it for so many years. And like I said, 40 is also a very nice year, because I think Yuri is 41 or 42 right now, so also very successful, and I think he played a very good tournament in Curaçao and deserved the title. So
Yuri Anikeyev liked the stream. I received a notification, so perhaps he's watching. So best regards.
I think he's always watching. If he's not playing, he's watching. But it will be nice if he will be here for the Rapid, so he can also play. So it will be nice.
That's right. So best regards to world champion Yuri Anikeyev. So here is the position again between Ivanov and Shkatu.
I think that Artem is playing very strong this game, because it's more or less, it looks like it's like symmetrical, but look at the piece on 10, which is really not in the game, while Artem has nicely developed, and also Artem has now, the piece on 10 is really passive right now, and I talked about that sometimes the binding between 29 and 15 is not strong, but now it's also more or less a way for white to go to 28, because now this position is very interesting. So now, this is a very nice idea to play against the piece on 10.
So this is how Artem understands the game, and Danish Shkatu, I believe, is more 64 squared player.
Yeah, but it's so difficult to beat such a strong player. Yeah, but I'm not really sure what the main line should be here. I'm a little bit disappointed about the computer evaluation. I would think that white really has a strong position right now. But so of course. So if black changes back with 14-19, then white has the entire center with maybe 32-28 or whatever. But 18-23, of course, is the most interesting move. I was wondering what would happen after 43-39, which is most intuitive. So, because the idea is if I play 23-29, then I will just go for 33-28, and the game changes to an attack with a center position. This should be very interesting. Black already has to consider, do I want to allow 32-27 or not? Now, white has a very healthy attack, even if black goes to 21 or just white goes for the center. Yeah, just... that's a crazy move, but okay. But if you don't play 23-29, I can try 24-9. Yeah, I can try 24-20 sometimes with 33-28 afterwards. But I see that the computer is really not scared of that. So for me as a human being, I would not. Yeah, just allowing this. Wow, fantastic. Okay, I'm not. Yeah,
it's about the
time. This is too difficult for me. But okay. Of course, this could something that Shkatula understands, because he's so strong in 64. He can just calculate. His positional style that's very beautiful on international drafts. But he can calculate extremely well. So this might be something he understands. Okay, so it will be interesting, but okay, still it's an open position. Let's see, we can see if Natalia is doing...
Yeah, we are going back, and another Damian, who is the next guy to you? Okay, it was answered, and there was another question from the chat. Which was the best organized tournament in 2023, and why it was the World Championship in Curacao?
No, I think it's not a surprise, no secret that the World Championship in Curacao is not the best tournament we had this year, which is very sad. I think that you have to be realistic that the tournaments that are already have been on the calendar for a long time are always very good. When we go to Polish Open here, we know what to expect, and you and your team always deliver. But the same can be said about Riga, which is always a good tournament, decent, a good playing hall, good accommodation. But we've been to Wyszukuj also, and for a lot of you probably maybe don't know, but until 2019 it was also a yearly tournament. They also know very well how to organize. So these regular World Cup tournaments are also, I think they are just organized very well, I think. And I think we can be very happy with those. Next year already, Riga is on the list, Polish Open is on the list. We are sure that there is always quality there. But it's good that also Asia, China is picking up again. Absolutely. I think that Watch World needs it to have some, because also regarding finances and money. So
let's be honest, we don't have resources like they have.
No. So it's really, really well that they're going there. And and it's just sad that if we look at the level of organizing that's possible, sadly, it has not been able to transfer to Curacao this year. And it's sad that we didn't have any live games, any real live demonstrations, but also for the players, the circumstances could have been better. Let's put it like that.
Once you told me, I hope this is not a secret, in Tallinn, that there are issues with transporting those live games from KNDB to Curacao. I was afraid. But once the tournament has started, I was totally demotivated.
I can imagine.
Because, you work 2 years for something, try to promote, try to show the drafts, how the world is, and what brings the numbers, the viewers, the World Championship. And you want to show it to the world. And I was ashamed of publishing of Polish Drafts Federation website information about the tournament.
I think it's, for us, we've made sure that the conditions of the playing hall have not been shown on camera by ourselves. I think it's good that whatever we might think of also about who should take responsibility, at least in the last letter that has been published by the president of MGD, Jacek Pawlicki, he is showing some promise to do better. And I think we need that. And let's see how it goes. But I know there are people that are skeptical about also the role of FMGD in this. But we cannot linger also on past events. We need to make sure that this doesn't happen again. And that's what's the first sentence of the letter is. And let's hope that we will make sure that doesn't happen again.
Of course, President Pawlicki apologizing is something new. And of course, we needed it. But, once I'm looking forward and I'm analyzing some possibilities of making it better, what it gives to prepare some agreements, checking, traveling to the organizer's place, as they don't have the organizers wanting to cooperate with them.
That's the problem. That's the problem. I do believe I have to be very clear about that for Mr. Pawlicki and Mr. Richard. They were told something else regarding playing room. We would play in the Marriott, very nice. And it's also, if you would tell me that you will, if you were president of FMD, you say, I'm going to spend 3,000 euros just to look at a playing room 2 months before, we would say from Drost community, that's wasting money. We should be able, if somebody says we will have a beautiful room in Sambil, but it wasn't a beautiful room, there was no room. So that's also not something, but it's difficult now, and FMGD should understand right now that it's a problem how to work with these things. I think they've taken some responsibility right now with the letter that's been published. It's also very clear that top players were all very unhappy with that. Top players made the decision together to participate. Everybody could have protested and could have denied playing.
But let's be honest. What were the other options?
No, there were no options. Everybody knew you either play or you don't play. That's very clear.
To play. You don't have the possibilities of refusing participating in such tournaments. You don't have.
No, it was very clear. I had the option to pull out 11 players. I had there I had the possibility, but I didn't also in accordance with KNDB, because there would be only losers then.
Yes.
And now everybody had the same circumstance, like talking about, we've been working at it. Some of these players have been working for this for not 2 years, but for the entire lives. But the conditions were the same for everyone, and the right persons won. With Victoria and Yuri, they did well coping with these circumstances. Even Yuri with taking buses all day, which were not on time. So we can only compliment them for what they've done, and let's make sure that we only go forwards from now on. I think that's important.
I believe I would translate many of those talks as well to Polish audience, and I will cut this video to others, so we are covering some important topics. In future, I will just let it know to the viewers. Rozmawiamy tutaj na bardzo dużo ciekawych tematów i myślę, że większość z nich po prostu zrobię, wiecie, potnę, wygeneruję automatycznie napisy i udostępnię wam do obejrzenia, bo myślę, że warto, żebyśmy wszyscy posłuchali o tym, bo to tłumaczy to, co się działo na scenie międzynarodowej ostatnimi miesiącami. Going back to game, Natalia Sadowska is quite a favorite right now, I believe, in this game against Pablo.
It's going really well,
Oh, it's already winning.
Yeah. So you can show why White just doesn't have any moves anymore, so...
Now White is on the move and there are no possibilities at all, because at first, after 48-43, it's easy forcing with having this attack, and then you don't even have to make the king. It is possible, but you can just wait, and after the last move, wait another turn.
I'll just take it. It's just completely over.
Take pieces, so this is the first option. Another is to attack 30-22, after which we can just take 2 pieces, and another option is also an attack. So after this one, once again, we go for 2 pieces. So Natalia Sadowska is winning the game clearly. Nothing can happen here. Natalia Sadowska wygrywa, słuchajcie, w tej pozycji nie ma co się wydarzyć w partii pomiędzy Pawlo Żelobem a Natalią Sadowską. Pavlo is still thinking, looking around. Something happened, perhaps. In the playing hall.
He's just...
he knows what is going on.
He knows what's going on. He's just considering if he should give up or should just... It's also just something like... It's always just difficult. He's just... it's also just a moment. You have players that give up quickly and go away, and players that use the time just to already get into the mind to work towards the next game tomorrow morning, just to talk to themselves what happened. So he can also just do something desperate and just do a few moves, and Natalia also clearly knows. Natalia looks
her face of
looks
a winner.
quite excited right now. Now it's quite clear that she knows that.
She looks like she was going to cry or something.
No, she's just bored. She knows the value of the position. Yeah. She's just, but also sometimes it's also just this way. She also tries to signal to the opponent, okay, it's time to give up. Let's not waste each other's time anymore. I'm tired, you're tired. Let's just go out. But of course, that's. You're just hoping that your opponent gives up so you can go and rest. So because tomorrow there will be an important game again. That's
right. Another compliment to Rick from Marek. Rick, great to see you on the stream. Rick has to play with Eric. Eric's Burkevik's link, Rick. Okay. Playing some words. Okay, let's try to find out how Vasily Ivanchuk is doing on the first board that we follow. So the games look against Rob Hurtsen, something like that. Went like this, because a long time no see this position. After this exchange, it was played.
Well, the first glance, if you look at the position right now, it has...
Different view?
Yeah, well, it looks defendable in my opinion. Mm-hmm. But let's see how it goes.
Here, and attack.
It's really nice how Vasil is just looking at his own position. He's just looking at how he develops his own position, not so much about
opponents.
No. Just as long as he has a stable position himself, it's very clear that he trusts in the fact that as long as he just has a normal position, he will be able to calculate. Okay, but it's... Okay. Okay, so how bad is this? Yeah, I really... Okay, but... Okay. So White is thinking, so what... Okay, what doesn't seem logical at first, maybe it's too dangerous.
Which is
that's so logical for according to me. But
if this is working.
yeah, okay, but then 48, 42. Okay, maybe I'm just too late.
10,
So yeah, okay, 49 will go now. This is the most forcing way. Okay, I don't understand those moves.
Maybe this is too late.
Oh yeah, I understand what they want. Oh, that's a nice idea. So they want 43, 38, then 14, 19 or something. Yeah, and then now you have to play 32, 28 first, and then okay, but is this really so bad? Okay,
So
it's a real. Oh, okay, but this is why people when they play against Scan themselves are always losing. This is just a fantastic idea. So because my idea was that I have enough space on the right, but
Yeah.
it's fantastic variation.
Just
Okay, so this is okay. Changing with 37, 32 is really drastic. But if you're not able to do that, then the position is really passive. But okay, so it's normal because the thing is, look, normally if you're just playing against an attack, it's fine. You can just play 43, 38, and after 10, 14 or something like that, it might be possible to change with 38, 32. But the problem is you have the weak piece on 29, so you can just go around and just change everything. That piece will get into real trouble once you break all your formations behind it. So it's still he has to defend quite precisely, I think. So it will be hard for him.
another comment on chat commenting Pavlo Żolob that he is looking around, not at the checkers board. That probably he just wants not to be the first one who lost the game.
Yeah. No, but that's clear. That's very logical. Also for a youth player. But he's already experienced. He has been playing also at European Youth Championships, World Youth Championships. What happened to him this game can happen to everyone. He just missed, like I said, he just missed the idea from 2025 early on in the game. Yeah. It's just,
And finally he played here. Of course.
Yeah, but he's just, he knows that he will lose. It's fine.
So we are waiting for Natalia's attack.
Yeah, okay. Natalia is also calmly checking. She knows there are hardly any possibilities for White to do something, but she will just make sure there's nothing possible.
That's right, my dear. So let's go to the game between Valneris and Hageman, because we've had...
Oh, that's Shvartsman Stockholm.
Oh, Shvartsman Stockholm is there,
Yeah, okay, let's look at the current position.
I tried to refresh it and update it. So not so many moves were made, actually.
No.
11-17, so it was played 47-42.
Okay.
Shvartsman went here.
Okay, so...
And led to take 27.
okay, yes.
So it's... this, and this is the current position. And so far we have 30
Really?
4 moves played. Yeah, it's over. So still 11 moves to make, and Stockholm has 24 minutes and Shvartsman only 9. And it
but
Shvartsman,
but Shvartsman is stepping into a combination in the main variation.
Yeah.
So the thing is that suddenly, suddenly, there's a famous comment. I think he missed that because you can't play this. You can't. You're losing all control right now. No. It's about That's okay, but it's about the line 34-29 and 33-28. He must have planned 1-7 because that's the move to control the position. But that move is not allowed due to a small combination. Yeah, this is basic. But it's really important. And if Stockholm sees it, Shvartsman might be in real trouble here.
Oh, that would be interesting.
That would be really interesting.
Mm-hmm. If Shvartsman has forgot about this combination, this variation that she...
because now it's 33-28. And if you can't, then you're... Then you have to play 9-13.
And it can cause troubles.
Well, well, you have classics without... It should be better for White with the control over the wings, I think. So 38-32, it's just play some moves. But also the combinations are there. I don't know if... the problem is now that we're looking at engines. Yes. 43 is more logical, I think. 13-18, okay. Maybe it's okay. Maybe you can't really do anything. But 13-18 is also a difficult move. But look, for me, it's look, the reason why 13-18 is played, because I want to threat with the same combination. Because if you don't play 13-18, I win with 47-41 and 37-31. Unless you can go to 44. There's no combination. There's no combination. That's really tricky. Okay, I don't have a tempo. Okay, but yeah, it amazes me that he allows for this, because he could have played 17-22 in the last move. But maybe, yeah, okay. Look, it has to be very clear. I'm not of the level of Shvartsman at all, even though I'm head coach. But that's also a system. We don't believe. I have Mr. Balyakin for that to be on such a high level, who is our trainer. But it's, yeah.
He spent only 1 minute on this move.
Yeah, okay. Maybe he understands. Maybe I don't understand something that's logical, but it's not logical to play this if you can't. Because he can play 17-22 now as well, I think.
Yeah.
Why didn't he do that? Okay, of course you can play 37-32 and 34-29 now, but is that better for white? It always looks so ugly for white. You look so trapped in these kinds of positions.
Only few squares.
Yeah, okay, but you feel like if you go to 28, you get locked. To 29, you also feel like 15-20 or something like that. It's interesting that he would not like, if he would really actively say, I don't like this. Because of the classics, yeah, but it's really because it's a fantastic player, Shvartsman. So he's one of the great all-time greats. So I would really hesitate to say that he really made a blunder. We should ask him, but the question is
after the game.
But the question is, if a grandmaster of that stature would tell us the truth, you know?
That's another nice point of view. If he would tell the truth. Okay, so, you know what? Let's get back to Ivanchuk for a moment, because we've had something interesting here. There was the exchange probably played.
Oh, and Gertsen didn't go for it. Yeah, but he didn't go for it. So first it was 39.
That's not...
so 44, yeah. So
45, yeah, this move was played.
And now 1923. Now 40-34, you have 25-30. That's not, I think... Or maybe not. Maybe not.
It's not. Oh, if this
it's too now, but this is that's okay. That's again only computer. Yeah, but now 49-44. That's not for humans.
It's not for humans.
Okay, it's too difficult for me. Yeah. Okay, you don't have any ideas apparently. Yeah. Okay. So there's. Okay. So.
If Ivanchuk.
But 8-13 is. It's a smart waiting move, so because after 32-27, then 25-30 is fine. So that's why. Yeah.
Eric's, I can't understand your question. What is CC Games apart from a regular sponsor? Is it good? What do you suggest? I don't know what you mean. And about Rick. Rick is a very fast thinker, it seems. Is he mathematician?
No.
He has nice thinking. I like it. I just don't drink too much coffee, not to become a coffee junkie like I have become. Koniec, Natalia wygrała.
Yes.
Natalia has won the game.
Has won the game.
So it's over and...
Gertsen goes for... but that's...
else.
Yeah, but so it goes for this now. Okay, but that's a little bit... Okay, yeah, okay, I understand that. Okay, so now the question is if Ivanchuk dares to play 33-28, which is actually your only option right now. Okay, but it looks like it. Yeah, now 29-24, fantastic. Yeah.
This one first.
Yeah, but it's.
And this.
If you're a chess player, it might be difficult to see such difficult things. Yeah, okay, it might be okay, but let's hope that he finds it. Let's hope it would be fantastic.
2 or 3 moves variation with the majority is amazing.
48-42 is so logical, but I think if he plays before instead of 33-28, but if he does it, I think 25-30 will be so unbelievably winning.
Yeah. So this is the key moment of the game. Probably
it is. Yeah, okay, he did it. Okay, so he will lose. Yeah, he will lose.
So So
He surrenders. He
Vasily
surrenders.
surrenders. That's right. So we have finished 2 games before the time control. Quite fast. It's 2 hours and 36 minutes of the game, and Vasily looks like he's really disappointed on his attitude at this game.
His attitude was actually fine, but he just drowned in his problems, more or less.
Yeah.
And in the end, it's difficult to know when you're. It's just, but it's just so fantastic the way he's. So I showed him a little idea this afternoon from this afternoon what he could do against Natalia this morning, and then he's so serious in wanting to understand the ideas, and that's just great. That's just great, and he's just so enthusiastic about these things and just wanting to share what analyzes, and he has nothing to prove, of course. We know,
Yes,
of course,
of course.
he's one of the greatest chess players of all times, and it's also, and I also feel that he likes it here because we're not all crowding him and asking about chess all the time. He's getting treated like not a very strong draughts player. I think he likes that. You know, we treat him like a draughts player. I think he also likes the fact that he's not all the time being asked for autographs or something like that.
Yeah.
I think
Perhaps no one asked for it.
No, okay, but the first times he was here, everybody wants to play against him. I think Emre is doing quite well. Kunduz is trying a little bit, but okay, this is not really after 12-17. Of course, there's a little bit of danger, but those are not the most dangerous attacks there are. Martijn has hopefully... Oh, doesn't have a piece more. Oh! Okay.
Martijn is- okay.
No, doesn't have. Okay, can we watch what
Yeah.
happens?
I would just answer to Eric's. Would I suggest to download CC Games and play chess there? Honestly, I would recommend everyone to download CC Games applications, chess and checkers, because it's been downloaded over 100 million times. But there are checkers arenas with thousands of players playing. If you want to participate in the biggest checkers competition in the world, it's easy to do in checkers online application provided by CC Games. And we are going to the game between Makarenkova and Eisenberg.
What
What
happened?
did happen
Yeah.
here that Makarenkova somehow freed from the position?
Yeah.
So it was 40-35. Martin went to
Yeah.
16. This move, this. And after the attack,
Oh.
she played there, sacrificing a piece. Another 2. This exchange. Oh, really big exchange.
Yeah, but not
Do you
something
think-
you want with black. No.
Martin
Looking at
missed it, you think?
I will have to evaluate. We'll have to look for, if maybe there was a problem.
So let's go back to the key position.
Of course, he still has advantage, but
Yeah.
it's an open position right now. Yeah, I can't imagine him being very happy with this. No. Okay, let's see what happened. Okay, yeah. Okay, so don't play 23-23 if we don't play that move.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, no. I think I'm. Or there must have been a real issue with something else, but yeah, I don't think there is actually. I think 17-21 or just 6-11. What is something wrong with 6-11? Maybe. No.
Maybe Martin was just too hurry in it. Siemanko, Tomasz Brocki. Tak, link do wyników macie oczywiście w opisie. Sorki, że dzisiaj w większości po angielsku, ale naprawdę fajne rzeczy poruszyliśmy, dużo ciekawej wiedzy Rick nam przekazał i ja z chęcią zrobię to, słuchajcie, potnę w materiały i będę wrzucał z tłumaczeniem, bo chciałbym, żeby każdy to usłyszał, bo dużo ciekawych rzeczy naprawdę dzisiaj było powiedzianych, nawet jeżeli chodzi o analizę gry, bo Rick jest świetnym zawodnikiem, ma świetne trenerskie oko do tego, żeby analizować pozycję, ja mu dopiętnie dorastam w tej kwestii. Damian Rick, do you like debut starting 33-28?
Sure. I think it's one of the favorite openings of Seibrand. So yeah. So I would recommend looking at games from Seibrand, and then there are enough interesting things to find out.
For me, there is only one variation that I like after 18-22 to cover 38 and then to play 31-26. This is the only variation that I like to play.
So
with
you have the 31-26 and go to the Wiersma variation, for instance. But yeah, so you can go for Ragatka again, for instance, but also other flank games you have. But also after 33-28, 18-22, 38-33, 12-18. You can also play 34-29, like some games from Sijbrand. So no, I think it's if just you need to study a little bit. If you do it to play boring classics, then I wouldn't recommend it. So that's why it's interesting.
Zmykam, widzimy się w niedzielę. Do zobaczenia, Adrian. Dzięki, że wpadłeś. See you on Sunday, Adrian Franek. He will be present with Hugo, his son.
Of course.
And also we'll have Polish 8-year-old girl playing in the Rapid Championship. So perhaps she will be the youngest one.
She probably will, yeah. I can imagine, ever in the World Rapid Championship.
Perhaps.
Yeah. So maybe here 38-32. So, but it's no, okay, but it's still I can imagine Martijn going, but Martijn, I just think that Martijn thought 23-28 is very strong, and he might have missed this. But I'm being careful because I will have to ask him after the game, and then probably he will be very angry at me for asking even. So, of course I missed that, he will probably say. But okay, I'm not really sure. So 33-28. Yeah, okay. So it must be said that normally Makarenkova is strong in defending positions like this. Yeah.
Perhaps that could be something that she will find.
Yeah, she should find. Yeah, so like I said, Skatela went for just something he can calculate.
Yeah, we go to Ivanov against Skatela once again. So finally it was played 3-2-9, and Ivanov went for Rick's variation with this exchange.
Yeah, and he just plays 9-13 and he will just go to. It's typical for him. It's very passive, but he can calculate so well, and I think that this is very smart. If
there is a chance for a draw, probably he will calculate it.
Yeah, well, he will just make sure that white can never go to 27 and really force a breakthrough on the left, and white doesn't have enough space. So I think he probably will be able to keep it a draw quite conveniently.
So favorites will lose some points, but the most interesting is this game probably between Stockel and Shvartsman.
Yeah, so Shvartsman played 9-13 also quite quickly, but probably already noticed this.
Just like we.
Yeah. So what Stockel did is very, very interesting. 9-13 and 37-31, because he's now trying to keep black from playing 18-23. But the sad thing is that it's more or less is a draw forcing now. Yeah, which is actually very sad because Stockel had the better position in my opinion. So in my opinion, he should have tried something. But okay, but still it's.
At least having Shvartsman following the draw.
Shvartsman but probably has to do this right now, because if you do something else like 1-7, then I think there will be 12. Okay, so I'm sorry. Of course, no, you have to play it.
Only move to play.
Or 1-6. Yeah, but now 18-23, then probably 25-20 and 39-34, probably. Yeah, 3, whatever you want. No, Shvartsman has to do it. Has to play 18-23.
So Jos Stockel is playing like Alexander Shvartsman has to look for a draw.
Yeah.
And that is the move number 48, so perhaps it will be forced really quickly. And so Alexander Shvartsman has only 4 minutes to the time control.
1-6?
1-6, okay. And 13. Sorry. Take it back.
Not that, no.
So many misclicks.
Oh no, and then now 31-26 and 18-23 is prohibited for the rest of the game. So he really has to do it. So it's even interesting why he's even. Oh, he's considering 17-21, of course.
Yeah.
That I was forgetting. But now 28-22. So he really needs to do it. So why is he even thinking? Are we missing a combination or something? No. Are we missing something else? Like something that Stockel seems to be able to do after 18-23?
There is nothing like sacrifice or something.
Yeah, or 28-22 and then something, but there is nothing, I think.
I think Shvartsman is afraid of something.
Yeah. No, that's the position after. Okay, so a draw was taken.
So this was what is going on. 5 against 5, and the draw
Should be played too.
Should be played in this game. So it means that we will have quite fast finish of this round, I guess, because the most undecided game is between Gondis Valneris and Emre Hageman.
Yeah, it might be. Yeah, Emre is not playing, not attacking, not defending directly.
Mm-hmm.
So let's see.
You mean Valneris?
Valneris Hageman, yeah, he didn't. He played 1923, which is a little bit dangerous, but okay, it should. But everything should be under control. Emre is playing with 6.5 minutes for 7. That's only danger. He has no time, so he needs to start making these decisions, like changing 13-19 quickly. But 49-44, of course, is directed at 44-40 and 39-34. So I already don't really like this move. But so now he has to stay calm, but he is a little bit short on time. So okay, yeah. This is what can happen against a top grandmaster. You have to be precise until the last part of the game. Yeah, it's a little bit uncomfortable for Emre.
So Makarenkova didn't play the sacrifice; she played here.
Yeah.
And the question is if Martin can somehow take an advantage of this position.
Yeah. Okay. So after 1823, you have to be careful of 30 moving towards 14 or 15, but I'm not really sure if you can do something. That move will be countered. Yeah. So after 1823, maybe what happens if White tries to go to 20? I don't understand.
If
30-25. Oh wow. Okay, scan is fantastic for him. Just allows this. Just says I have so many tempos, I can allow it.
No.
That's
something that normal people are not doing.
Okay, but maybe he has to try something like this, also hoping that she will not understand as well. Okay, so Schatula will be clear.
I believe Emre has less time that we see
here,
because it's not updated, and we are still waiting for his move.
Yeah, it might be that.
Another last question from one viewer to you.
Then I might have to go to the playing room to see because I can't see Harsma. I'm here together with both Emre Hageman, Martijn van IJzendoorn, and Simon Harsma, and we're with Lisa Scholtens together with Esther van Meyen. But sadly, we cannot see the games from Scholtens and Harsma because they have not played well enough to be on the live board. So they'll be in the live board. So
last question to Rick. Are you already okay with the fact that during the Football Euro 2024 you will be eliminated by France and Poland once Poland will win the matches?
Okay, that's of course that I truly hope. Let's hope that Poland actually will qualify. That's not sure yet, I think. So So the thing is, we're in the preliminary round with France. We lost 2 times without any chance. I saw that Deschamps was very polite to say that Holland is a very difficult opponent. Well, we haven't proved to be. Yeah. No, but I think that the Dutch team has not in any way showed very reliable. So I think everything can happen. We had the team from Warsaw beat AZ, I think. So I think we're already shaking, I think.
So we have your explanation, Fan Klepeczek. Okay, Rick, so I will not disturb you more. Thank you very much for joining us and sharing with us so many valuable informations and analyzing those games, of course. So good luck to your players.
Thank you. It was a pleasure, as always. Thank you. Good luck this week also.
2 minutes of break and I will be coming back without Rick. So thank you very much. Jestem z powrotem, moi drodzy. Dziękujemy bardzo Rickowi za podzielenie się z nami naprawdę wieloma ciekawymi spostrzeżeniami, analizami i tak dalej. Runda powoli zmierza do końca. Teraz mamy kontrolę czasu. Now we have the time control in our games. So let's take a look what is going on. Rick is following his players, as he mentioned before. So, Natalia Sadowska wygrała swoją partię, przegrał również Wasyli Ivanchuk z Robem Horsenem, jak już dobrze wiemy, a koniec końców Makarenkowa z Eisendornem. Trochę inaczej była ta gra poprowadzona, gdyż po wyjściu na 23 Julia zagrała na 39, teraz poszła w tę stronę. No i Martain na decyzję. To już ruch 46, więc z przewagą Martaina, z szansami może się sporo wydarzyć. Dutch people in Poland have to make a choice the coming weekend. World Cup, speed skating in Tomaszów or drafts in Julinek, or visit both, which is my plan. Oh, so you are a fan of speed skating and I am from Tomaszów Mazowiecki, Marek. I was born in that city, so I know the competition between this Dutch speed skating guy from the Olympic Games against Zbyszek Brudka from my voivodeship of Łódź. So those are interesting sports to follow, of course. Martain z szansami, ale przewaga 0,7, którą tutaj pokazuje silnik, no to jest w końcówkach, jeżeli do końcówki Skanto liczy, a pewnie tak jest, trochę za mało, żeby wygrywać partię. Dlaczego pan z Ukrainy, który w pierwszej rundzie zagrał na ostatnim stole, coś przegapiłem, czy nie powinien być wyżej posadzony, tak dla własnej wiedzy? Nie wiem, który pan, bo na pewno pauzował w pierwszej rundzie Iwan Fidyk i to jest całkowicie niewidoma osoba, nie wiem, być może on gra na ostatnim stole. Wiem, że jesteś stąd, o proszę, to gdzieś tam się chwaliłem po drodze. Albo gdzieś tam mówiłem, przemycałem. Co się dzieje w tych innych partiach? Jos Stockel się zgodził już na remis z Aleksandrem Shvartsmanem, więc mamy podział punktów. Czyli tylko 3 partie z live'ów zostały nam do śledzenia. Czyli to jest pozycja Eisendorna, który zagrał 8-12, komputerowo sugerowany ruch. Już wtrącam angielskie słówka. Natomiast Iwanow Szkatuła wziął się za liczenie pan Denis. No i cóż, było tam po drodze zagrane 10-14, a jednak dał zająć pole 27 Iwanowowi, tak, i 14-19. Ale ciągle remis, więc pewnie Denis Szkatuła ma to dobrze przeliczone i wygląda na to, że Artem Iwanow straci punkt w tej partii. A co się dzieje w partii Walneris-Hageman? Od tego momentu mieliśmy aktualizację, która wyglądała następująco. Zdecydował się jednak wymienić 12-17, nie 13-19 Emre Hageman. A potem ten plan, który też był sugerowany przez Rika, czyli tutaj 4-9 i wyjście 39-34 z koniecznością zajęcia pola 29 przez czarne. Ok, wyszedł 26-21 Guntis. To wygląda jak forsowny wariant. Oj, ale duża przewaga po stronie Guntisa Walnerisa, który teraz może wyjść na 22 i od razu z tej opcji skorzystał. 9-14. No i tutaj ta rogatka, która stanowi ponad połowę pionów białych, powoduje duże problemy u czarnych. Jest co prawda jakaś opcja wymiany 2 za 2. No i żeby od niej uciec, trzeba zagrać 32-27. Niewykluczone, że to będzie decyzja Walnerisa, który teraz w swoim 46 ruchu myśli trochę dłużej. A ja z Wolborza, więc sami swoi. No właśnie, mały ten świat. Mały ten świat. Zdecydowanie potnę ten film i potłumaczę, dodam napisy o tym wszystkim, co opowiadał Rick, bo warto posłuchać i naprawdę jestem pełen podziwu dla jego pracy, dla tego, jak holenderscy zawodnicy są prowadzeni, a ich wyniki świadczą tym samym najlepiej za siebie, bo regularnie odnoszą sukcesy, są w czołówce światowej. Ci młodzi arcymistrzowie wspominani, no wiadomo, Rul Bumstra, który zakończył karierę profesjonalnego warcabisty, mówi, że już więcej tytułów mistrza świata nie zdobędzie, ale Sipma, Eisendorn, Hrunendijk i Cesulumb grają naprawdę fest dobrze. Grają naprawdę fest dobrze. Jutro, moi drodzy, będzie jedna runda grana rano o godzinie 9, więc też około pewnie 10 przyjdę do Was z komentarzem, to już na zaś, żebyście wiedzieli. Kolejny raz będziemy śledzić partię Wasyla Ivanczuka i Natalii Sadowskiej. Natalia z 3 punktami, na pewno jakiegoś dobrego przeciwnika będzie miała za swojego oponenta. Wasyl Ivanchuk z 1 punktem z 4 pewnie dostanie kogoś, kogo teoretycznie będzie miał szansę ograć, no ale wiadomo, tutaj nie ma słabych zawodników. Jak w Europie nie ma słabych drużyn piłkarskich, tak samo nie ma słabych drużyn piłkarskich, tak samo tutaj nie ma słabych zawodników na turniejach Pucharu Świata. Czy mamy jakieś aktualizacje? Nie mamy. Ciągle czekamy na decyzję. Ja też wiem kolejną rzecz, żeby nie odpalać live'a na tym samym oprogramowaniu włączonym wcześniej, bo wtedy mi się komentarze nie zaczytują, muszę je podglądać na telefonie. A to trochę niewygodna sprawa i teraz mogę śledzić tylko YouTube'a warcaby na telefonie, więc jeżeli ktoś pisze na Twitchu albo na innych kanałach, to niestety podglądu nie mam. At this moment I don't have the preview of chat comments on other platforms than YouTube warcaby. But tomorrow as well, I will be trying at least to stream on each platform that was streamed today. YouTube channel warcaby, Checkers TV, Checkers Online TV on Twitch and Drafts World Cup on Facebook. Julia Makarenkowa idzie do bandy, no i to wygląda na solidną przewagę Martina Isenderna. Teraz po jego zejściu 13-19 na kolejny punkt 24 może być pod jego kontrolą, więc będzie trzeba zagrać 34-30, jakieś 12-18. Jakaś potencjalna taka wymiana no może powodować duże problemy, chociaż znowu to jest ocena pozycji na poziomie 0,7, co raczej dla Skana może być remisową pozycją. Ciekawe, czy to Julia wybroni, czy Martin jednak zgarnie tutaj 2 punkty. Moi drodzy, jako że deski live są te z kamerami zaliczone, zakończone, a tutaj jesteśmy bliscy rozstrzygnięć, natomiast te pozycje mogą trwać około godziny, a też ja mam trochę roboty jeszcze organizacyjnej, to też tego live'a nie będę przedłużał i go w tym momencie zakończymy. Te najbardziej interesujące rzeczy, pierwsze 3 stoły są rozstrzygnięte, więc myślę, że to zrozumiecie i też to już nie jest aż tak bardzo interesujące jak to, co mogliśmy oglądać wcześniej. Więc moi drodzy, bardzo Wam dziękuję za oglądanie dzisiejszej transmisji. Jutro, jak powiedziałem, wracamy od godziny 9, a pewnie komentarz live około godziny 10, trochę porobię zdjęcie zawodników i będziemy dalej śledzić przebieg Polish Open 2023, perypetie warcabowe Wasyla Ivanczuka, Natalii Sadowskiej, Aleksandra Shvartsmana, Martina Isendorna i innych topowych zawodników. Miejmy nadzieję, że w tej grupie też zobaczymy innych Polaków. Pewnie Filipa Kuczewskiego ciężko, bo jak pisaliście, zremisował 2 raz z rzędu. No ale może Marta Bańkowska coś tutaj ugra. Ona chyba grała z Tomim Bongo teraz w tej partii, więc ciekawie. Pamiętajcie o tym, że linki do wyników i kojarzeń macie w opisie. Dziękujemy. Ja Wam bardzo dziękuję za obecność. I co? I widzimy się jutro. Trzymajcie się. Do zobaczenia.